Welcome everybody back to World of Warship Blitz, and we are in the Tier 6 French destroyer, the Aigle. So I'm using the Aigle as a practice run for Le Terrible, which hasn't come back on sale, and I'm just waiting for it to come back on sale and for me to have some credit somewhere that I can drop on it, so I can justify it. But basically I have scoped this for speed, so it has transverse, so the middle slot is the steering, the third slot is the accelerator, so I think the 3% speed increase, and the first slot is the gun rotation from memory. So yeah, we've also spent some gold to get the skipper right size so that he now has the preheated engines, getting me into the cap relatively quickly. This is going to be a great little capper. So now the reason I'm showing you this Aigle video is because I was reasonably happy with the game, and secondly because I think I am starting to learn how to run this ship. So this ship has fantastic flat trajectory, accurate guns that have good range. So basically the trick is to use them. Now normally in a different destroyer there'd be much more of a knife fight, but the knife fight for this Farragut is really not in his favour because it's his extreme range. So he's going to have problems hitting me. I'll put a speed boost on here to just clear those those torpedoes. So what happens, of course, is that yeah, I'm fighting these guys at quite decent range, and what I do is I fire up the reload booster, I hammer away at range, and then I put even a mild course turn is enough to throw their torpedoes way off. The other thing that the Aigle has is fantastic long range torpedoes. Now they are not stealth torpedoes by any stretch of the imagination, and what I mean by that is that they have quite a wide spread. However, for blocking maneuvers, they are perfect. So when I'm fighting destroyers in the British cruisers, the torpedoes I use are actually area denial. I don't try and kill the torpedoes, the destroyers' torpedoes, so that's nice. Essentially, I fire them into a position which punishes them for making a decision that's in their advantage, if that makes sense. So essentially, what I'm doing there is let's give this guy a couple of shots. So what I'm doing when I'm in combat is that I will basically say, if you're in that patch of ocean, that's going to be a real problem for me. That's where I'm putting my torpedoes. And against good players, it works really well, and against bad players, well, yeah, okay. Maybe they, yeah, you don't get them with the torpedoes, but that's fine. So what am I doing here? I'm back in the capture circle because we'd all wandered out of it. Everybody's sort of playing some sort of game around the edges. Now, in any different destroyer that wouldn't have happened because the turn is tight enough that I would have stayed inside the capture zone, but the turn on the Aigle is not that tight. Now, I am considering making the turning conditions for the Aigle even worse by getting the second slot and putting the engine accelerator in it. There's not really a lot of turning performance on this boat, so I'm not really too sure why I'm trying to spend a lot of effort on it. There we go, put an engine boost in a bit late, but yeah, no, travelling in straight lines with the sound off doesn't really help, and besides which, yeah, the normal way of escaping from aerial torpedoes is actually a speed boost. So here I am, I have done it again. I have, oh, here he goes. I have gone and abandoned the cap, but I'll put a couple of torpedoes. I probably should have put a bit of a wider spread on. Again, it's just area denial. It's punishing him for, basically I want to get him into gun range, and if he keeps going straight ahead, he's going to stay at a gun range, so I put those torpedoes as if he was going straight ahead. He went straight ahead. He got pinged by one of the torpedoes. He's now flooding, and I get my kill. Which instantly gives me the Confederate award as well, because I've been pretty busy in this ship. Okay, now interestingly enough, my torpedoes I think are back online. They reload quick in this ship. Now, what I want to do is basically club this guy. If I put the torpedoes in, he's going to do the turn. That's way too early, so I'm just going to hammer him, rapid reload. And I was going to try and get close to him, but we actually, well, we're really glad we didn't use torpedoes, because look at this, we have a little friend. So basically back to AP. I have no rapid reload left. Put a couple of torpedoes in his path to punish him for whatever tricks he's, because he's basically a torpedo boat. He's going to try and torpedo me. Now, oh, he did. Oh no, there he goes. Those were aerial torpedoes. If those were real torpedoes, that would have hammered me. But I get plenty of opportunity to turn away, get a second kill. Yeah, the Aigle is quite nice. And here comes the enemy bombers. A fast-turning, fast-moving destroyer isn't a great target. They all miss. We have a battleship and a carrier somewhere way out of the cap circle. And to get my daily total of cap captures, I go back in and I'm out of rapid reloads. I'm out of speed boosts, which means that, well, a pretty efficient user of consumables. I've never really used speed boost much before, but in the Aigle, I've definitely learned the value of the speed boost. 5 seconds to go. Am I going to get that capture flag? Oh gosh, oh yes, that's so nice. There we go. A battle in the Aigle, tier 6 French destroyer. Very different behavioural characteristics compared to other ships. Very much a long range shooter. It is a good destroyer hunter in the right conditions, and even in it can hold its own in a single cap game, which is good to see. So there we go, 3 captures, 2 kills, nearly 40,000 damage, and I suspect that most of that, if not all of that damage, will be, well, there we go, 3/4 of it is through main gun action. There we go. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, we'll catch you next time.